Okay, so welcome to today's call or this evening's call as well. I'm Jackie Boyle, and I always have the honor and the pleasure to be able to serve you, to provide you with information that I believe has some value. We try to make it fun when you come in here because I've been referring to this as I've been speaking to people coming back into Karen Ford's team, which encompasses Jamie Delaney, Kendall, and a lot of other familiar faces. Has really felt like that feeling of where you just fall back into a really big fluffy doona and you get such a comfortable feeling and you feel like they've just enveloped you. That's what I'm getting and that's what I'm feeling by being here, because I actually feel like that I'm home. And so being in this space again, it feels fun. So being able to grow this community with you all has been such an easy, I guess, journey so far, and it's becoming even more fun. But what I want to say to each and every one of you that are here on this call today, and for those that watch it afterwards, thank you from all of us. Thank you, because the way that you are interacting with one another, the way that you are helping each other, what we are building here in a community is a true community of where we've got people that are linking arms from across the world that are just reaching out to help each other. I just want to thank you, because it's been a long time since I have seen anything like this that has created such a beautiful environment of trust, a beautiful environment of support, and people that are cheerleading and helping each other. So I just want to say that to you. So thank you so much for doing that, because it's really important to really acknowledge everybody for what you're providing and what you're bringing to the table. So let's have a little deep dive into this area, because I think it's an area that a lot of you probably need a few little tips on. And I'm self-taught. I'm not an expert in this area. I have just basically done a lot of trial and error into areas that I think that possibly could work. And I've just kept on thinking, well, if that didn't work, if I wasn't gathering that much of a following by that, I need to change it. It's not personal. It just means that it's not working specifically uh, for me in that area. So I need to just switch it up and make sure that I have got that covered, and keep trying to draw on an audience all the time. So social media is such a huge various platform. There are so many platforms that you can go into. There are a few things that you can do incorrectly, and one of those is to not be compliant when you are product driven. So you need to make sure that you have your information correct there that you are sharing. But as far as how you deliver it personally yourself, if it's a live video that you are providing, there is no wrong, because social media is literally like a jigsaw. There are so many parts of the jigsaw with social media. You may put a jigsaw piece in there and it may not just quite fit, correctly. So you're going to then just adjust it and go and get another piece and try again. And eventually you're never going to get it perfect. And you'll have another go at it. But when you look at social media, social media daily, you need to share your message on a daily basis. If you want to be successful in any business, you've got to learn to show up daily, even on a Saturday and a Sunday. And I know we say have a day off, but if you want to grow your business, then you've got to show your business. Does that make sense? And if we look at, don't be a cheerleader all the time. You've got to be a leader of your own brand. I know I said to you earlier before we started recording it's wonderful because we've got a cheerleader of people here that we're cheering each other on, but you also have to actually elevate yourself. You've got to put yourself forward and be a leader of yourself. You're the brand. You're the one that you want to be able to showcase and be a cheerleader for others. But if you are going to want to elevate yourself, you've got to actually put yourself forward. We're aiming to get as many of these as we possibly can. We want to get as many likes, it could be love hearts, it could be emojis. And even if you get a negative emoji, you need to touch base. It could be somebody that's hit that by mistake. So don't automatically think, oh my goodness, I've got like an angry emoji. What happened there? Just let it go by, because social media is literally like a newspaper. It's something that is like you're in it, unfortunately, I don't mean to, I probably shouldn't have used this graphic, but it is like being in a hurricane or a tornado. It's constantly just creating a storm. And where does that storm land? Who knows? That's up to you. But we do know that, practice being present. So when you are present with social media, you need to make sure that when you are here, you need to allow the mind to basically, without getting entangled in it, you need to be able to allow yourself to be present and to start thinking about, how can I create a better following? How can I get my message out there? Because it literally is like a nerve. It's a live nerve in the body. It never switches off. It's 24/7. It never stops. And it's amazing, in that nerve that you trigger, it may not have an instant pain response to somebody of where they go, oh, I need to have a look at that. It might be on the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, or it could be 12 months down the track. You're still poking that nerve, and someone all of a sudden goes, oh, hang on a minute, I think I need to have a look at this. Because we do have a global business in our hands. You have a global business in your hands. We are looking for likes. We are wanting that response. It's like having a box of products that you've got there, but there are 4 Ps. You've got the product, you have that. The promotion aspect, the company provides that. But more importantly, you are very fortunate to be a part of the Forward Team training, because promotion-wise, Jamie Delaney delivers something better than what any other company could provide. This lady is a magician, and we get this as being part of the Forward Team training. And I just want to honour you and thank you, Jamie. I know that you're on here and you deserve every single bit of accolades that we can provide to you. Price point, we have a price point here that we have an entry level of being able to have your own business in your hand from anywhere from $9.95 to $29.95, depending on what country that you're in. We have the place, like you're sitting in a great place. You can be sitting in your own backyard and you can be selling and sharing this product to somebody that's sitting in the opposite side of the world. So the 4 Ps are there provided for you, and the special delivery is you. You're going to deliver this to people in front of them. Social media, there's all of these platforms here: videos, wiki, internet, web, podcasts, web blogs. Don't get over, basically overwhelmed by it. Just focus on one area and play. It's like you're a child in the sandbox. There's lots of toys in that sandbox, and you probably remember playing in the sandbox when you're a kid, or if you've got a grandchild or you have children, they don't always play with the same toy. There might be multiple toys that are in that sandbox, but they're going to go and have a look at something a little bit more and put the microscope on it because it appeals to them more. So focus on what it is that that you're comfortable with. Learn that craft, play with it, have fun with it, see what you can do with it, and then start to look and see, how can you expand this and send this out into the world? Because digital marketing is the place to be. More than ever, we are conditioned and groomed to be able to provide a product to somebody regardless of where they are in the world. We need to brand ourselves. We have the internet, we've got social media, we need to understand content, we have products. We need to analyze what are our responses when we put a post up. We need to look at specific target marketing. And so it's like this toolbox that you have in your hand all over the world. So it just depends on how game you are to look at, in these 2 hands that you have, how do you customize this? How do you take it? You've got everything you could possibly want with team support. The company itself is providing everything. They're growing at a rate of knots, and you've seen the numbers, how many people are ranking up and what they're doing. So the opportunities are there for you to actually expand into whatever it is that you're wanting to do. It is like this, again, like evolving door, as I said to you, or a revolving door. This is what our company has: is customers, there's real-time interaction, there's customer engagement, you've got campaign management, digital marketing, marketing operations, analytics. All of these things are a part of your business. Some of them are being done organically for you, but you play a role in your own business as to how much you want to catapult that out into the world through your brand. So attraction marketing is like having a magnet in your hand. You're the brand. You've got all of everything that you need. The company's providing it to you. Google is this big cloud that's up above you. So it has all of these areas that you can actually, platforms that you can spear your marketing plans into and attract people in. And then you basically start off, and you may start off small with a small little cog of wheels of people that are in your community. and you start to just grow that tree and you expand it. You keep watering it, you keep nurturing it, you keep putting your message out there. Be vocal. Don't be scared. You've got to get out of your comfort zone with social media. As I said, the only thing that you can do wrong is compliance, that you actually are promoting a product incorrectly, that you will end up probably getting your hand slapped. But if we look at how do we promote, the power of your brand is verbal. Talk about it. Your body language, how you emotionally feel about it, and that can come through the content that you're sharing and also the language that you're using, because everybody is stimulated through every single one of these 4 areas: verbal, through body language, emotional, and the language itself that you are using. You need to use, it's like having a garden. If you don't water it daily, you plant your seed, you water it, and you get growth. But if you don't look after it daily, it's going to die. End of story. This is a 24-hour business. So are you doing enough to expect the growth that you have in your mind? We all want to be successful in anything that we do. Even just putting your shoes on and tying your shoelaces up, you want to be successful to walk out the door so that you're not going to trip over the shoelace because you didn't do it up properly. We want to succeed in everything that we do, but we have to understand that if we're going to do that, we have to be magicians. We really do. We've got everything that we can plug into the world. So we've got graphics, we've got a marketing team. You've got to ask yourself, where and how do I do this? But be the magician of your own world. Be the magician of your own brand. Use all of these tools that you have. Social media is a revolving door. I've already mentioned this. Keep learning to understand who your target audience is. And I will say to you as we get going through here, be fearless and brave. Learn by trial and error. Just jump in with both feet and learn how to swim. So these are the important parts that I want to share with you. So if I start and have a look at through here, Messenger is, we all know what Messenger is when you're sharing messages inside the message itself. iPhone Messenger would be one of your most powerful tools that you will have when you want to interact with people belly to belly that are on the other side of the world, or within, even they could be 5 kilometers away from you or 5 miles away from you. When we start looking at sharing content in here, it's great to connect with people. It is one of the easiest ways to share content. It's the easiest ways to share links of, say, the Ford Team training link or your own personal link, because it will come up with a picture in underneath it. It's very pretty. It's attractive. Attraction marketing. You also have down here a little speaker. The more that you use this, when you first start using this, you generally are only going to get 1 minute that you can actually share your message. But the more you use it, I use it all the time. So I will share a message in here with somebody. They'll ask me about the product. I've got an organic way of sharing it. Like I've got scripts there that I will share with people. And then I will follow up with a voicemail. Thank you so much, Sarah, for actually asking you about my product. I've shared some links here with you and some information with you. Have a look through, have a browse through. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to come back and ask. But I'll touch base with you again in a couple of days, and I hope you have a great day. End of story. That can obviously lead into deeper messages through here if you've got business partners, so you can leave messages in here. Messenger is huge. Now, if we look into Facebook and Instagram, you can post in Facebook and Instagram and use your stories. We've got stories here in Instagram. They look like this, and you've got stories at the top in Facebook. You can put videos in there. Jamie's providing you with graphics. She's providing you with videos. I'm providing you with videos. Renee's providing with videos. You can place videos up in here. You can do lives in there. You can place graphics in there. And they're in there for a 24-hour period. So this is a great thing about having both of these areas in platforms in both Facebook and Instagram. They're only there for a 24-hour period. So you're stimulating people over and over. You're putting different content in there. Mix it up with a bit of your own personal life, depending on what that may look like for you and what you're willing to share. Put in a few things that may be of interest to you. So it could be a few, positive quotes. You want people to have a look at this and be enticed in what they're seeing. And because these are up to 59 seconds, most of them, you've got a minute to impress somebody, basically, that they're going to want to keep coming back. And this is why these pre-made graphics and videos are really great to use, because they've already got music to them. If they haven't got music in there, please add it, and then add your own little, DM me, please, or additional messages. Pinterest is another great platform a lot of people don't use. Todd Atkins uses this very well. I used to use it. I've got to get back into it. I just haven't had the time to get back into it again, but I need to, because people watch what you are doing even in Pinterest. It's amazing when people go searching what they'll find in there. So it's another platform that you can use. I've spoken to you about TikTok. I've been very consistent. I jumped in. I was scared out of my wits. I have to be honest. When I made the decision to put myself out there on a daily basis to share a story, it scared the daylights out of me, because I knew it was going to come with negative feedback. And I was most frightened, to be quite honest, about my family as to what my family were going to say. And then I thought, you know what? This is a job. I've taken this on as a job. I'm just going to do it, and I'll just deal with whatever comes through. What's actually happening for me, I'm picking up clients off of TikTok. I've picked up 3 now, which has been, I had a great conversation with a lady last night who happened to have MS. And so she will end up coming on board. Like, there's more information gone through to her. So don't think, and I haven't monetized TikTok either, but you can see what the traffic is. If it's not working, then you need to switch it up, change it around a little bit. But when you create something in TikTok, you can then shift it across and use it into Reels. And people look at Reels all the time because they may want to be entertained. It's like TikTok. Rather than turn the TV on, people are now turning on and having a look through Reels, or they're looking through TikTok because they want to be entertained. But the more that you put up your content, the more it's going to come up in front of somebody because of the algorithms. It's just how it works for people. I've spoken to you about CapCut. This background behind it is my screenshot. It's actually my granddaughter's hand here. So it doesn't look like that when you go into your apps to download it. This is what it looks like. It's a video creator. You can upload things like, when you start looking at it, it is a great tool. It is a phenomenal tool. It's a lot of fun. And if you haven't downloaded and start playing with it yet, you need to. There is a pro version. Don't bother to join up with that. I did last week because I'm using it so much I can have a tax deduction from it. But if you only want to use the free version, there's so many options for you to do. And you can go through and have a look and go, I keep it on the For You, but you can go into lifestyle, you can go into commercial, you can go into business, and it will bring up different templates. You can upload graphics that Jamie's provided, videos that Jamie's provided, because you can incorporate both graphics and videos and create something quite unique. And it has its own music in there already. You can put your own over the top of it as well. But it then creates something that's eye-catching. And that's what I've been creating, what you've been seeing. I've been using CapCut to do that because it's fast. I tend not to use something that has low volume in it like this. I generally use anything from 100K up that people have developed, because if they're already using it, it tells me that it's something that's popular, which means that it's going to be something that people are going to click on. Again, it's got that traction there for you to use. Again, so plug in, connect. Like, please plug in and learn how to earn with marketing, because marketing is your tool. You literally are putting this plug into the world, and that's what you have in your hands. You have 23 countries, but it is about your mindset. And the 3 Ps about the mindset are the power of what you post. And even just looking at that yourself, you should be pretty moved by the power that a horse has, that it generates just by looking at it. You're in awe of what this animal can produce through the power that it has. This is what you have, the power in what you post, the positivity message of what you post, even that post itself. You can look at that. That woman has unleashed the chains from her life, whatever that may look like. It is telling a story without even putting any content in there. So what you post in your visuals matters. Then post. When you start looking at this, you want to be able to post what and why. What do you see? Like, when you post, what is it that you're seeing? And then you've got to think about, what is your audience going to see? So the power of your message. Our life always expresses, basically what we're looking at. It's a very positive quote, the result of our dominant thoughts. So people are watching. So if you tend to put something up in there The emotional experiences posted on social media reflect on life itself. So you can generally, if you're watching somebody, if things start to change in how they post, what they're posting, they may be going through something within their life that they're being challenged by. If you see a change in someone's post, don't be frightened to use Messenger and ask them, are you okay? Because it may be you care, because social media is somebody's life that they're sharing. So don't be scared to see and just take notice on what they're doing, because if you do, it is a reflection on your life. So when we do look at things like this, it's different. Our opinions are different to the next person. I would suggest to you, I'm happy to share some personal things, some family and general. There are three, political and spiritual and business. You really have to look at what you want to post there for what you're going to receive back. I'm not saying not to do it, but you're going to generate different opinions. So you've really got to look at what your brand is. And when people go to have a look on your grid, on your main page, what are they going to see? So if we start looking at what we're putting out there, people may give you responses like this. You're going to get various responses because everybody is different. Everyone's opinion is okay. It is like having a newspaper. You're going to roll a newspaper over and you're going to get a different response every single time. Social media is a newspaper. Their opinions matter to them, but you have to basically think there's no right or wrong. You have to think it and go, well, this is trial and error. That person just obviously isn't sitting in the same wheelhouse. So in regards to this part of the presentation, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for joining us. It really is a phenomenal space that you can actually look at and go, what can we do with social media? Because there is so much that you can do with it. And the power of our message and what you have is really important to understand. So please sit with me because I want to share another short little version of something else that I wanted to dive into very quickly. And I do want to include this in part of our social media, part of our recording today, is if we start and have a look at a fixed chat. There are a few key areas. I want you to think about what your wins are for the week. Please look at what they were last week and write them down, because the power of positivity starts with you. This is all to do with your brand. Please make sure that you write down what your wins were for the week, how many people that you touched base with, how you felt about it. I'm going to do the back office training on tonight's call and I will record it, but please go into this and have a look and understand what it is that you have. There is so much in the training in this back office that you have, and you need to go through and actually read the manual, because there's things through here that they're all placed there for you to understand. And on top of, as you will soon see, I'll just try and let these two people in, sorry. In the back office currently, there's a really great PDF that if you haven't had a look at it and downloaded it, what's the latest news? What's the latest news that's happening with the product we're shipping around the day, country by country? It's in your back office. It says, please download the PDF file here. This is what the PDF file is. So in your own time, please go through and have a look at it. This is a part of your brand. This is a part of social media of you understanding that we have shipped over 600 packages into Australia alone last week. Understand, again, the power of your brand. Share the Me360 app with people. Get them to have a baseline that when they start with any product, now whether this is the Java Slim Core coffee range or whether it is Fix, get them to do this so that they've got a baseline to start with. This is the power, again, of what you have in your brand and what you're sharing. Greg has shared and been very kind to share what he's done in 7 weeks. Already this man has in 7 weeks lost 21.2 centimeters. He's down 63% body fat. He's up 8.5 lean body mass is what he's wanted to do and what he's aimed to do, and he's extremely happy. He's going to elaborate on that on tonight's call. For my own, I've shared this with you all, and I do want to actually just make sure I touch base on this with you so that you understand the difference. I have a professional background in health and wellness in the fitness industry. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to lose actual muscle size. So when you look at mine, in my 10 weeks, I've lost 53 centimeters. I'm down 2% body fat, but I'm actually down 4.6% lean body mass. Lean body mass is made up of muscle. It's made up of our skeleton. It's made up of water. It's made up of blood, our internal organs. I specifically train in a different way in the gym to the next person. So when I say that, I actually do high volume of repetitions in any exercise that I do with weight resistance training, but I do low weight. So it's very low in the resistance that I'm actually using in the weights that I'm using, but I'm doing high repetitions. So I may be doing 9 sets of 20 repetitions. So it's like a cardiovascular resistance training because I specifically wanted to shrink my body so that my muscles actually shrunk without losing muscle mass. And that's exactly what I've done because that's my specific way of training in the professional knowledge that I have. You may actually decide to want to lose muscle mass and be happy to lose fat stores as well, which is what I've been able to achieve in both. But I specifically wanted to do something different here. So this is why my lean muscle mass has gone down 4.6 kilo. I wanted it to. So it was specifically targeted in that area. I did put on weight in the first month, I will tell you that. And I was, quite perturbed thinking what is happening. But I followed the process. I stuck with the process, and the process led me into the results that I had 10 weeks in. There are 3 key areas in regards to web pages that you need to share and you need to have. The fixstories.com is a corporate one. You can share that with anybody. They can go and have a look at what people's results are that they've shared. This has still got to do with your social media marketing, stories that you can share. Our Forward Team training webpage that Jamie Delaney put together for us is the most powerful manual that you will have to understand what you have in your hand with your business. You need to go through this from back to front, not just once, 12 times. Go through it. Every time you bring somebody on, go back in and revisit this because it is your manual to your business. Also, what is MHE, like mature hops extract 3? What is it? The web page is there. What is Adify? Down the bottom of it is a published paper, and there's third-party support in there as well that you can share. But please share it as is what is MHE, mature hops extract 3, because it's been extracted in 3 different ways. Also, remember we have the monthly promo that I'm offering to you personally in our personal community for myself. There'll be 2 vouchers that are drawn out of people that have actually repurchased their monthly order, and we'll draw out 2 lucky people, and I'll transfer over $25 to those 2 people in their credit wallet for being loyal in our community and helping our community grow, because every time that you reorder, you're actually pouring into our community. We're helping each other with our businesses. The other thing I wanted to touch base on, our Christmas promo, I did have an error here of 2025. It is actually until the end of 2024. Every single time that you actually bring on 12 people from the 18th of October through to the 25th of December, if you're able to bring on 12 people, you'll be credited $120 in your credit wallet. If you bring on 18 people, it will be $180. If you bring on 25 people, it will be $25. You will only be eligible for one of these. We've got 4 amazing people that have contributed to this besides Karen Ford and myself. In their own personal teams, we've got Stephen Hemsley, Dee, have also matched dollar for dollar. So has Viola Tam, and also TT has also provided additional credit to the people in their immediate teams as well. For any of them that achieve this, they're adding on top of. So what does that mean? All it means is that they've stepped up for their own community of people, that they're very excited about what we're offering. This is a great promotion. It's taking people all the way back into the back end of Christmas, and then people are going to get money put into their account that have earned it. When they go and spend it, it's going to add back into the community again, because depending on who that person is, when they go to spend it, they're going to actually be adding back into your business as well. I'm going to add this back in again. Use social media daily, please. This is all a part of your brand. Every single thing that I've gone through with you today, it is your brand. You are it. Don't be a cheerleader all the time. You have to be a leader of your brand. You have to elevate yourself and then support your other people around you as well. But you have to elevate your own brand. 10 minutes of Q&A. So I am going to actually stop this from here because we are going to head into some Q&A afterwards. And what I do want to say to each and every one of you on here today, thank you from all of us from from the team at the Ford team training, from Karen, from Jamie, from Scott, Kendall, myself, every one of you. Thank you for showing up today. And thank you for those that watch this afterwards. We couldn't do what we're doing without you. And we are very grateful to be on this journey with you. And we are creating a unique community of people that I have never seen before. And it's just such a really wonderful feeling to feel like I'm falling into a warm doona every single day when I wake up. And so I want to thank you. So please stay with me for some Q&A afterwards. I hope you have a great evening. I hope you have a great day. And I hope that you learnt something from today. So thank you so much, everybody.